Welcome to today's 3-Minute Halacha. There are many customs that we perform on Erev Yom Kippur to prepare us for the awesome nature of the Day of Atonement. The Raman in Tafresh notes that people had the custom to visit cemeteries before Yom Kippur. Ashkenazim have the custom of kaparot, either using a live chicken or an amount of tzedakah to remind us that our lives are still in balance as we enter into the awesome day of Yom Kippur. And others even had the unusual custom to receive malkot, lashes, to motivate themselves to do tshuva. However, more significant on Erev Yom Kippur is the custom of asking forgiveness, mechila, from our friends. It's based on a Mishnah in Yoma that teaches that when it comes to sins between God and a person, Yom Kippur can serve as an atonement. But when it comes for sins between people, Yom Kippur cannot atone until we appease our friends. And therefore, in Yom Kippur, we ask for mechila. In addition, men have the custom on Erev Yom Kippur to go to the mikveh. It's based on a position in the Rishonim, the Rosh and Yoma, Shibbolei, Leket, etc., who all note that it was an ancient custom. There is a debate as to what this custom achieves, whereas the Ramah notes it's a question of purity. The Magen Avraham talks about the fact of helping us do tshuva, and it has an impact on the number of times a person would have to immerse themselves in the mikveh. If it's just for purity, once is enough. If it's for also the element of tshuva, you'd have to immerse yourself 3 times. But as noted before, this year, due to the concerns of COVID, a man can, instead of going to the mikveh, take a shower. That shower would serve the purposes of the 9 kabin of water to pour over themselves, which can also take care of the level of purity. It's not the same, but it would be sufficient in a year such as this. In addition, on Erev Yom Kippur, the Gemara in Yoma teaches that we should recite vidui before we eat the Sudam Afsek at the final meal before the beginning of the fast. The halacha, while there was a position that we should also recite vidui afterwards, the halacha is that only a vidui at mincha is necessary. That's in Siman Tafresh Zayin in the Shulchan Aruch. However, the Magen Avraham and others do suggest that a second vidui might be appropriate, and the Magen Avraham says that's the Tefillah Zaka, that special prayer that is recited before we start Kol Nidre. Rav Soloveitchik actually says that in Chashlavich, where he grew up, it was customary to recite the vidui before saying the Tefillah Zaka. They would say 2 viduis on Erev Yom Kippur, and the Rav continued that custom as well in Boston. And then, of course, there's the mitzvah to eat on Erev Yom Kippur. It's based on a pasuk which says, "V'nitim et nafshotechem b'tisha l'chodesh," that you should afflict your souls on the 9th of the month. But Yom Kippur is on the 10th of the month. So how do we afflict our souls? Teaches the Gemara in Yoma and the Gemara in Rosh Hashanah and in other places as well, that it talks about one who eats and drinks on the 9th. It's considered as if he's fasted on the 9th and on the 10th. Question is, why though? What's the purpose of fasting on the 10th and eating on the 9th? Ultimately, there's another machloket. The Rosh and the Rashi both suggest it's preparation for the fast. And it shows that we understand that ultimately God will take care of us and will forgive us and we won't suffer. However, the Shibbolei Haleket and also Reb Baruch Halevi Epstein in his Torah Tamim suggests it's actually to make the fast a little bit more difficult for us. If you eat a lot, the next day is harder. However, Rav Kook had a beautiful explanation. And Rav Kook suggested that when it comes to the question of doing tshuva, there are 2 aspects to it. One was repairing our relationship with God. That we can do through our tefillot and our sincere pleas for forgiveness. But there's also a question of how do we repair that what was wrong? It can only be done when we're back in the world itself. You can't achieve it when you're in Yom Kippur and fasting. And therefore, said Rav Kook, in his Ein Ayam, that ultimately we eat on Erev Yom Kippur because we want to show we're fully part of this world, and it's part of the atonement process to be part of this world. And then we go into the 10th. It's a 2-day process, a process of being part of the world versus being part like angels on the 10th itself.